If you even mention auto turrets, get out of the chat. This is for all you younglings who may be new to Galactic Conquest and Battlefront 2. If you've been playing Battlefront 2 before, but you never tried this game, then bro, what are you even doing? I'm just going to be sharing my casual thoughts on the best items that you should be copying in the game mode of Galactic Conquest to have unlimited power. This is debatably one of the best modes in Battlefront 2 in the classic collection and the original Battlefront 2 from 2005. I'll be showing footage specifically from Battlefront Classic Collection, but it's the same as the original 2005 version of the game in terms of how the game plays and for all the effects of each of these bonuses. And with that, let's watch those wrist rockets and dive into the list. To set some ground rules really quick for these bonuses, you can only use one bonus per event. An event would be like a space battle or a ground assault, attack, or defense in the game, so you're not able to stack bonuses that you purchase. You have to purchase these bonuses with credits that are in the game that you earn from either winning or losing matches. So if you lose a match, you lose a planet, you'll still get a little bit of credits that you can spend to buy these bonuses. Another factor is once you use a bonus, you lose it. They're consumable items and you can carry up to 3 at one time. You will always need to have these bonuses within your inventory, within your 3 slot selections when the opponent attacks, or else you're going to get caught with your pants down, and you can only purchase bonuses on your given turn when you're making a move in Galactic Conquest. So if the opponent is moving or they attack you, you're not going to be able to really quickly make a purchase to get a bonus that's going to be relevant to that given event. You're going to want to stack those bonuses and be prepared when an opponent makes a move to attack one of your planets or initiates a space battle with you. So the way we got this broken down is our S tier and top tier is going to be a must. So these are bonuses that I would suggest that you always have in your arsenal within your 3 bonuses. There's going to be some that are map dependent, might give you a distinct advantage if you use a specific given bonus. That bonus doesn't mean it's going to be perfect for all matches. The green section, you want a challenge. So I would say that these are not very good bonuses to use, but if you are an efficient player within Battlefront, maybe you can get away with it. They're okay, but I would definitely not suggest that you probably pick them up if you're new to the game mode. Our last one is absolute trash. So if you're going to be picking up this bonus, I don't know, man. We're playing Battlefront different, and we're going to start with the auto turrets. I think these are trash. I don't think you should be touching it. Don't even look at the auto turrets. As soon as you spawn into a map, your command posts, specifically on ground games, it's also applicable to space battles, but you'll have an auto turret start up and spawn within your command post that your team has captured. If the opponent decides to use the auto turrets bonus, then they're going to get some auto turrets that spawn at their command post. Every time you capture a command post, an auto turret is going to spawn. It's going to provide a little extra protection for any infantry units trying to capture the command post. You can knock them out in 5-10 shots and maybe a well-placed grenade or 2. They're completely useless. They eventually respawn. Honestly, anyone who's competent is going to be able to take one of these out. You can use these in space battles as well, but if you do, what are you doing? Just completely useless for space battles when there's so many other bonuses that you could be using. So don't even look at these. Trash. Combat shielding. Honestly, I'm going to put this in the trash one too. So combat shielding gives your units a little bit of extra health. You'll see it kind of flashing on your character's health bar when they spawn into the game. What I don't like about combat shielding is it's not like an extra health bar on top of your base health. You're just given a little bit of extra padding when you spawn, but as soon as someone hits you, that shielding is not going to regenerate, and you can't go to like a med droid or pick up a back to tank pickup and heal that combat shielding that you had at the start. And it's only I'm eyeballing it, but it's about maybe 15 to 20% of your character's overall health. It's a pretty cheap bonus to purchase, but I don't think it's worth it. It's definitely more recommended for infantry only game modes. You're not going to be getting any combat shielding on a vehicle, so this is only going to be applicable to infantry. Most of your allies, to my understanding, your CPU controlled characters on your team, they're not going to get this bonus. So I wouldn't touch this one. Not as bad as auto turrets, but it's bad. The next one's energy boost. I'm going to put this under the you want to challenge. So if you are very efficient at capturing command posts as an infantry unit, you also get an energy boost that's applicable for vehicles that you're driving around, like speeder bikes or tanks. Essentially what this does is your stamina bar that allows you to sprint and roll and perform some acrobatics, that sprint bar is going to regenerate considerably faster. If you're running around all the time and just doing everything yourself, which is pretty pretty much what you're doing most of the time against the CPU. Energy boost isn't bad. You're going to be able to run around, do what you need to do, get to where you need to go on the map faster. It is thankfully one of the cheaper ones. I think it's like 200 credits. So one of the cheapest bonuses you can pick up. I don't think it's terrible, but you could do better. We'll leave it at that. Let's go with enhanced blasters. Ooh, it's tricky because I don't know if I'd put it under a must. I think it's map dependent at the end of the day. It's a really good one. I think it's 600 credits, which is very close to one of the more expensive bonuses. I think the most expensive one you're going to get is a leader bonus at 800 credits. So expensive. If you happen to have like an elite rifle by default, if you've unlocked it enough so where your character spawns in, you can use an elite rifle, I wouldn't touch this. You have a good enough ability with the base blaster to get the job done, or if you have an elite pistol. What this does is it amplifies all the blaster type weapons that your team uses, specifically for infantry. Any infantry where you're going to be running around, not having to deal with too many vehicles, this is going to give you a huge damage bonus so you can start getting those awards much faster. So you could just be dealing a lot more damage. I think it's a better one. It's just kind of expensive for what you're paying versus the other bonuses that you can pick up for a little bit cheaper. I wouldn't say that this is very helpful for any of the space battles. I think the Marine is just fine and can get by without having to use the enhanced blast. And then if you're just in space and doing dogfights and then taking out the ship from the outside, you're not going to really need this. Garrison bonus. This is actually one of the cheapest ones. It's 200 credits, similar to energy boost. This is a must. I would always suggest you have at least one, sometimes even two garrison bonuses if you're feeling it in your top 3 selections. It's cheap, so you can buy it right off the bat. There's no reason you shouldn't have this. What this does is it adds extra troops to your reinforcement bank if it drops too low. So if your team's just getting its butt kicked, you're going to kick in a garrison and get like 20-30 more units left on your team before you lose the match, essentially. You know, if your team's really down, maybe on a map like Geonosis and you're playing the clones, you're having to deal with these Geonosians, the native species on Geonosis, and killing them isn't really dropping the enemy's count. Well, garrison bonus is great because it gives your clones a chance to really outnumber the enemy troops and give you a little bit of padding. I would always use this, and it's really, really helpful early game when you're kind of scrounging together credits, when you're trying to buy different classes to use for your team. Back to tanks. I think the one's map dependent. It's definitely better for infantry based game modes. Basically, back to tanks is going to just heal your character over time. The healing is pretty slow. It's not super quick, but it's going to regenerate at a constant rate, and it will go from essentially 1% to 100. So it's very beneficial for the player. So all your units on the map are going to be healing. It's mostly beneficial to you, but it's also helpful just to have the rest of your team healing over time so you don't have to always run and get those back to pickups or have to worry about running over to a medical droid. I think it's about 600 credits, so it's definitely more expensive. Again, though, garrison bonus for a third of the price, better, and I would say it's worth it. We're going to go with the leader bonus. So this is the big one. 800 credits. It is the most expensive bonus that you can buy. I would say this is map dependent for sure. And it's definitely dependent on which leader and character you get for a given map, since it changes based on the map. You're not going to get to select which leader you get to go into battle. There's a preset hero or villain assigned to a given faction for each world that you're on. Don't use the leader bonus on any space battles. You're not going to get anyone. There's no leader space battle characters that you can get, and you're not going to be spawning. I think for maps where, maybe like Tantive or something where you're able to pick up Darth Vader and those narrow corridors, the game's over. Unless you're trash or as a hero or villain character in the game and you die super quick, this is going to end the game completely. You're going to be able to probably survive the entire match and just moss the enemy. You're buying yourself a win with the leader bonus. I would say again, more so map dependent, but definitely an S tier bonus. It's one of the best in the game, right up there with Garrison. All right, supplies. I think this one's okay. Put it up a little bit further on the right. We're going to go in and move these around. I think leader bonus is the best one under the map dependent section. Then blasters, then back to auto turrets is trash. We're going to move that one on the far right. Left side's going to be a little bit better. So supplies essentially gives you more ammunition and grenades as soon as you spawn into a match. It's very helpful for space battles. As a Marine, when you are a Marine, you're a character that goes right into the opponent's primary ship and you're going to try to blow it up from the inside. A lot of the times you're going to run out of those rocket launchers and grenades as one of those Marines, so it's really helpful to have the supplies handy so you can go in and take out the entire interior, like the shield generators, the engine cooling tanks, auto turrets, and you're not going to have to worry about running over to a gonk droid to restock. Because overall though, because most of the time as an infantry unit, you're still going to get your ass kicked. Having the any extra supplies, it's okay, but at the end of it, you really just want to get those like elite versions of the weapons that you're using, like the elite pistol, elite rifle. I wouldn't even say it's map dependent. You could probably always have the supply bonus on you for 400 credits right in the middle. And our last one, Sabotage. I think this is a must. If you could have any 2 abilities at a given time, you should always have at least 1 Garrison and 1 Sabotage bonus. Sabotage, what does it do? When the enemy spawns into the match, their vehicles are going to be severely hit with a bunch of damage. This is going to be great for space battles. All the ships that spawn in have like 25% health. And unless you have like those pilots that can repair the ships, they're going to be flying out of the main cruiser and just get mossed. So you're going to lose almost every dogfight. You're on a map like Geonosis or Felucia that is very vehicle heavy, or Endor with the ATSTs. All the vehicles spawn in with that 25% health or so. It's going to change the game essentially and almost take vehicles out of the equation on the opponent's side, unless you got someone running around the fusion cutter all day. I'd always recommend having it. It's useful for space battles, and it's good for a lot of the ground games where you're having to take out a lot of vehicles. In an ideal situation, I'm usually rocking 2 Garrison bonuses, a Sabotage bonus, or 1 Garrison, 1 Sabotage, and 1 leader bonus. And if I'm feeling a little confident, then I'll go ahead and grab myself maybe the enhanced blasters or the energy boost. That is my wrap up of the Battlefront 2 Galactic Conquest bonuses. If you have any thoughts, please let me know. I love to see how other people play the game. Personally, for me though, again, don't even look at these. If you even mention auto turrets, get out of the chat. I appreciate y'all for watching, and as always, stay down and be down. Peace.